enlisted in the Marine Corps, 1943. World War II was in full bloom. We were outraged of the Jap attack at Pearl.
U.S. Navy riverboats, 1965 to 1968. After 18 months, I volunteered to go to Vietnam.
I joined the U.S. Army in 2002 because I wanted to be an airborne ranger.
Portraits of sacrifice and bravery, a special tribute to the men and women of the armed services who've honored the state of New Hampshire with their service. We started Swim with a Mission back in 2017, and our original idea was it was just going to be a small swim event, raise a little bit of money and try to support the local veterans. And after a few years of doing events, raising money, and really starting to put that money to work in the veteran service community, we started to realize that there are big gaps in the community. One of the biggest gaps is the difference in understanding between the experience of a veteran and a veteran's family that has sacrificed. Every veteran and every veteran's family who have been through the military have sacrificed something. The gap is between that level of sacrifice and then what the rest of us civilians understand. It's this old idea, if you haven't walked in somebody's shoes, how do you really understand their journey? So we thought, what if we could tell 55 of those stories of what it's like to have served and what that level of sacrifice is and what that looks like, then maybe we can close that gap. So when we set out to write this book, we went out and we tried to find as diverse a group as we could. So the 55 stories in this book are from every war since World War II. The original vision here was to, with the help of an incredible photographer of national reputation, Jeff Duchowski in Bedford, have Jeff try to capture their stories in a portrait.
As we gathered people together, we didn't tell them what to wear. We told them this was a book to honor veterans and their sacrifice. And we told them to bring an item that meant something to them. And it was very interesting what people chose to bring.
And if they gave us pictures, we layered in the older pictures, when you see them as a young, strong, strapping 19-year-old. We videotape each one of their stories. And then maybe we'll do something with the video later. We didn't know what that thing was. We got this great idea to, well, why don't we edit all the videos and add that as an option? So now, on your phone, there is a QR code that you can click onto, and now you can hear each one of their stories in their own words told by the person who lived it.
Personal sacrifice the military asks of you, both for yourself and for your family members.
It was amazing to us how it added to the depth of everybody's story. It brought you into the story. To hear the different perspectives of why they decided to do what they did, it was very humbling to us to hear their stories and why they did what they did.
First veteran we have featured in the book, Manuel, passed away, before we could publish it, but after we were able to capture his story, and he's a good illustration of just how powerful this book is. It's a beautiful portrait, and he chose to bring some pictures of him as a young man, which is so powerful. When you only meet somebody at a certain age, it's hard to picture what they look like in a previous decade or decades before, but now to sort of connect these two together. I love this picture of Ryan Pitts, a very blurred picture, and this is appropriate, I think, to honor what Ryan wanted, which is it's not about him or his Medal of Honor. Instead, he focused on the bracelet of a fallen comrade. And this book is a way to honor all of that service. It is both an education for us civilians to learn about sacrifice of veterans, but it is also a way to give back to our veterans. And the proceeds of this book go to help our veterans directly.